And welcome back to Roger Rogers Outdoors. I'm Roger Rogers. This is my partner, co-piece of ground, Mike Mancoy.
Let me introduce you to the only man I've ever known who has never had hiccups.
Never. If I have had the hiccup, I was probably so young I don't really remember having hiccups. I don't ever remember hiccups ever.
I never even thought that was. I can't fathom that.
But I do know how to cure it.
Yes.
I can cure it with coffee. I do know how to cure them now. I was impressed by the cure, not necessarily the hiccup. So I will spread the word.
Yeah, we were up the other night. My wife it piqued your curiosity, didn't it?
I was like, so I turned around and I was
60 people in the
and I'm like, and I tapped you on the shoulder because we had already had a few drinks. And I said, okay, Mike, my things are now going to level 2, DEFCON 3. So it actually worked. It worked like a try. I was impressed, but she had a massive hiccup. So, man, my week was awesome. Get to hang out with us for the next hour. 8 to 9 things. We do 72. This is number 82. Stop. So you get to hang out with us my week. You know what, Mike? I know I did something this week.
Seriously,
yeah, look at, oh yeah, me and you. Mike and I got to hang out this weekend. I think it's Saturday. Sunday, you and I got to hang out. Get some filming. We have some exciting stuff coming up. I'm keeping zip. I'm trying. One more week. Zip. And then it's so yeah.
But then we actually
So Saturday night we would get her up.
That was Saturday.
So
mind blowing.
My season started this weekend. So Saturday night we would get but if you saw some Periscope, or if you followed it from Periscope, we kind of Periscope congregated, but you saw the lightning in the background, the rain falling. So we kind of got caught in the rain. This is our first week.
2 nights prior.
Oh my God! Yeah, exactly. So we got a lot of rain, and that night was no different. It started out very. We thought it was going to kind of blow around, and it didn't. So we didn't get caught in it. We saw 4 alligators. 4 all small outfits, 1 6 foot. What happens is alligators have a tendency to push back a little bit. We wasn't willing to get that wet. That was our Saturday. And then Sunday, yeah, we're definitely going out again. We got plenty of time. We got 4 tags, so we're going to class. So Sunday we decided to shoot some video. Yes, that's some good video. Yes, yeah. If you just keep my mouth shut for a week, good shape. I'll be in really good shape.
And again, thanks to our new likes on Facebook.
Oh my gosh, you know what? We can't think of monsters about it. You don't listen to real radio or real 4.1. I've listened to them now for about, oh my gosh, been a long time. I'm afraid to even say how long, but Monsters in the Morning, we kind of got hooked up with it. We do a lot of stuff now. Man, they really hooked us up with like we posted a couple hundred likes.
Yeah, you know, I did some calculations.
Oh, let's calculate that.
It's kicking off. We're longing for 500.
Right.
success in the last 2 weeks is just a reminder of it's in population. So even now, it's early stage of the game, your income combined with my income, and Bill Gates, you're doing like 11.2 billion.
We're not even in fault two, though, are we? Where do we fall in?
Combine them all.
Combine them all. Okay.
Congratulations.
Hey, we give Bill Gates. We got this. So that was our weekend. Crappy weather. But you know what? It was bad weather and we still managed to get out. How many people just saw the weather on their phone and didn't even walk out the door? You know what I mean? So we got out. I'm proud of us. If you fished this weekend, if you hunted this weekend, no matter what you did, if you got out, I am proud of you. That is absolutely awesome.
Let's talk about top stories. What do you got, Rodney?
I got a cool story right here. You know, police officers are cool. If you don't think police officers are cool, then you don't want to listen to my say. Florida County uses the sheriff's deputies to control and help calls. How awesome is that? Michael Hill. So we all know that.
Are you serious about this thing?
Huh?
Are you serious about this thing?
Oh, shit.
I'm just kidding.
I saw you walking off. I was like, uh-oh. We have technical problems, dude. A Florida county actually uses their deputies to help control the feral hog. You believe that?
Really?
Yes. Hillsborough County. Officials included a $40,000 in the 2016 budget to help control the county's hog population. The plan is for the sheriff's office, aided by the Conservation Environmental Lands Management Department, to hunt the pigs at night. I've never wanted to be a police officer so bad. It's ever. I see you diddling with gadgets.
You talk about your policeman.
I know we got some technical difficulties. Florida is one of the many states where feral hogs have overstayed their welcome in contrast with other states. And I tell you what, if you, obviously hogs are not native to the state of Florida. They were brought over hundreds of years ago. Do we have a call coming in? Nope. So
What the heck is going on here,
my
Rodney?
checklist is just, I'm failing. My checklist. I failed my checklist. I thought I had it all.
There's one question I ask you every week, Rodney.
What's that?
Is your ringer off?
Yes. And I lied. I got like a ton of text saying our audio.
Text us back and tell Rodney it's cool now.
Okay. That's what you were. Oh, man. Okay. So we got that. So
Yeah, somebody give us a textual thumbs up, please.
Thumbs up. So if you didn't hear, if the audio was that bad, if it wasn't.
You missed some brilliant commentary.
Yes.
Or you
Absolutely
can download it on iTunes.
Yes, iTunes. So our feral hog problem is in the state of Florida. The deputies get to hunt the hogs. How awesome is that? 2016 budget. Deputies in Hillsborough County.
You mean while they're on the job, if they see one, they can shoot one? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. Then it'll roll to deer, and then it'll roll to what? We're good to go. It's cool now.
That's interesting.
Our buddy Tucker said it's cool now.
Cool.
So
Thanks, Tucker.
we got it. Thank you, Tucker. So I've never wanted to be a sheriff so bad. I want to be a Hillsborough County sheriff. I don't really want to stop crime. You know what I mean? I want to act like I stopped crime. But I just
Then that cape in the back of your truck is all just a hoax.
it's just a big,
Yeah,
it's just a
okay.
cape. You know what I mean?
I figured.
The S worn off, so now I'm just R. So imagine this, Mike. We got hogs on the left, a bank robbery on the right. You know what I mean?
You're going after the hog, aren't you?
I'm going after the
Yeah, I
hog.
see that.
I'm making like, wait a minute. It is in our budget.
Watch this. I'm going to ricochet it off the hog, take out the bank
Bounce off
robber.
the window, and that down goes the bank robber. That's it. I'm going for the hog. Sorry, bank robber. You know what? The bank is FDIC insured. You know what I'm saying? So
FWC insured?
FDIC? What are they? Federal Department?
Not FWC?
Not FWC.
Okay.
FDIC. So they're insured up to $100,000. So hogs it is.
Cool.
How cool is that? So
In other top news, you ready for this? In Iowa, did you know there were bears?
I know there's big fish in Iowa.
Oh, is there big fish in Iowa? You ever been to Iowa?
I used to live in Illinois.
Okay.
Just the neighbor. And they used to have, in trying to get people to come to Iowa, their commercial always said, big fish in Iowa.
Big fish in Iowa.
So that's always stuck with me over the years of big fish in Iowa.
Now, in the state of Florida, when you're archery hunting, you are not allowed to carry a sidearm.
No, does this have anything to do with Iowa?
Yes. And
Okay.
here, this
Like,
is all
I thought
going to
you
make
just-
sense here in a second, man. I'm going to put these pieces together like my mom, Idaho, I'm sorry.
Your Alzheimer's kicking in again.
Idaho.
You went straight from
Iowa's-
Iowa to,
Iowa does not have bears.
okay.
We're talking Idaho.
Idaho. Okay.
Yeah.
Did
You
you
know-
say Iowa?
I did say Iowa.
Okay.
So in the state of Florida,
You ever been to Tallahassee? just checking.
it's a little different. So in Idaho, bear hunter, they're allowed to carry sidearms while they're bow hunting because they have these dangerous creatures. We have danger. We have bears. How come we can't carry a sidearm during bow season? You know, you cannot in the state of Florida. So he walks up on a mother and 3 cubs, and the bear charges him, grabs hold of his left arm, and starts, chewing him to pieces. He said he reached for his bear spray. You got bear spray and a handgun.
Hairspray or bear spray?
Bear spray.
Okay.
It's like
Got to die looking good.
yes. Oh, your hair is so. Well, how about now? Oh, it's so cool. I'll quit eating you now. We're on a tangent here.
Yeah.
This is cool stuff.
Okay, bear spray.
So after the bear's hair is dead, he shoots the bear or shoots at the bear. The bear has his arm and he shoots at several shots at the bear and scares the bear off. Well, they think he didn't hit the bear. They think he just scared it off. But what they found was like a deer carcass.
Oh, really?
Like 20 yards away.
Really?
So,
So he got a little confused.
hunters are sneaky.
Yeah.
So this bear just turned around and said, wait a minute, I got babies. This is my food. You need to go away.
Huh.
So he hiked out, toe up from the bear. Let me tell you.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
luckily he had a sidearm, I believe, or he would have been done for. He had a 44 Magnum and he shot several times and he's not even sure he hit the bear. I guess when you're getting drug around and snatched around by a bear, it's kind of hard to hold your gun straight and then pop a bear.
Oof.
Ooh, pop a bear. And baby bear.
That'd be a lot tough to hold anything straight at that point.
Papa Bear. You see what I did there?
Nope. Nope.
You're ignoring me, Mike.
Break it down for me.
I thought that was funny.
That was funny.
This is Papa Bear.
I'm sure that when I listen to it back, I'm going to laugh. I am going to laugh.
But it's good for me if you just laugh right now. That way I know
I'll make note of that.
I was all over the Papa
Laugh
Bear bit.
for Rodney from now on.
So we got time for one more.
Red Snapper season opens again. Do you
Dude.
care?
Red Snapper and Snook.
Have you ever had Red Snapper?
Oh, God, I love Red
I
Snapper.
love Red Snapper. And the Gulf Coast opens up again.
You didn't see my big picture of my biggest Red
Yeah.
Snapper ever caught?
Yeah. Red Snapper's phenomenal, especially fresh like that.
Well, Manny wants to
Yeah.
go Red Snapper fishing. We have some Red Snapper numbers. We have them.
What do you mean numbers?
Numbers mean over the location.
Oh, the digits. You got the
Yeah,
digits.
We have the
GPS digits.
We have the GPS digits, and we could do this. We will rebuild.
Is there a website you can go to look up GPS digits?
There is actually.
Is there?
Yep. You ready for this? I'm going to give this to you, and I'm going to give it to you once.
Oh, let me write it down.
Okay.
Oh,
My
grumpy bud.
FWC.com.
It's not. So you can really? They have them posted on there?
Yes, they do. They have what's called basically on offshore and on both sides, Atlantic and Gulf side. They sink ships. They put out tanks. When the armory, they empty all the fluids out, the oils, clean them out, take the tanks off, and the gas tanks, and they take them out in the ocean. They sink them all in a pile. Basically, they're making artificial reefs. So every artificial reef that the state does, they'll mark it on the maps, and they'll give you the GPS location.
Okay.
Now, on the Atlantic side, the ships that they have dumped out have been known to move hundreds of miles because of, when a big storm comes in, the current gets moving. So, it's been known to move. So They may not be exactly where they, where they put
Okay.
them. Most of the time they are.
Until they settle down, they're shifting still.
Yeah,
for a while.
they're always doing some shifting. So
Do you know what the significance of June 1st, 1975 is?
no, tell me.
Come on, you do.
Huh? I do.
You do.
June 1st,
I've learned this from you.
1975.
Mm-hmm.
The turkey season in the state of Florida.
Has to do with hunting
Okay. Deer season
and
started.
age.
Huh? And what? Oh, you got to have your hunter safety card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're born after, right?
Yep.
June
You're
1st,
born
1975.
after June 1st, 1975.
You
Yeah.
have to have your hunter's safety card in order to be able to hunt alone, unsupervised. Yes, I learned that from you.
Yes.
And so I just want to give a shout out to the following counties. They are providing free gun safety seminars to attend. Wakulla County, you know where that's at?
Yep.
You do?
Yep.
It's all Tallahassee. That's south of Tallahassee. Escambia County, which is Pensacola, north of Pensacola, and Liberty County. All three of those counties are giving out or putting on gun safety courses. So again, good for any age, but obviously keep in mind that if you were born after June 1st, 1975, you are required to take a hunter safety course.
And that hunter safety course works good for all of the United States.
That's true. And Canada.
And it really,
Yeah.
that I didn't know.
Yep, said I learned that
Okay.
on the FWC website. Yes, and that's an incredible point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of the other states, they go back even farther than that. I had to have mine in Colorado. When I bought my Colorado hunting license, I had to show them because theirs goes back all the way to the 50s. Or it's I'm
Yeah.
not sure the exact.
Sure. No.
Don't quote me on that. Ryan will set me straight here in a minute. Because he's going there as well.
One more thing I wanted to bring up before we move on and start talking about what we're going to talk about tonight is a campaign that FWC is supporting called Wear It Florida. You heard of this? It is for to encourage people to wear the life preservers.
vests,
Yeah. And especially we're getting ready to go into a 3-day weekend.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
There's gonna
yes.
be a lot more outdoor activity
Yes.
this weekend, but keep that in mind. Just want to read something really quick. Do you mind?
No, absolutely. By all means.
But it said, did you know that Florida has the unfortunate distinction of being the national leader in annual boating fatalities?
I believe that. Yeah,
of course,
because-
because it's so popular down
Yep.
here. And a majority of the fatalities every year are boaters that are reportedly swimmers and fall overboard and drown. A couple misconceptions I wanted to highlight. I'm a great swimmer. Why would I need to bother with a life jacket? Even the greatest swimmers aren't always ready to be thrown overboard. With a quick look at the boating statistics, it makes it quite evident. Typically, over half of Florida's boating fatalities each year are due to falls overboard and boaters entering the water. And I thought this was good. I'm not a kid. I'm an experienced boater. I know what I'm doing.
Many
Age and experience do not float.
No.
I like that.
Yes.
They're good indicators of whether you would. They're also not good indicators of whether you would survive an unexpected fall overboard. On an average, about 2 to 2/3 of Florida's annual boating fatalities are men over the age of 30 with over 100 hours of experience on the water. And so I want to just highlight this Wear It campaign. I know we're running short, so I'm cutting what I want to say short, but I think it's important. Even Saturday night when you and I went out.
Yep. I was going to tell that story, so I'll let you do it.
Yeah, so we went out Saturday, and of course, the rain's coming in. We're excited to get out on the water, but we certainly pulled away, and we forgot our life preservers. And
Yep.
so Rodney says, dag nabbit, or something similar to that. And
Pretty close.
So we were halfway. We were 15 minutes from the house. So we had the choice of three choices really: going back and getting them,
Yes.
going without them, or stopping and getting new ones. So we hit up the closest Walmart. Right?
Yep.
You're looking at me like I'm lying.
No,
about
I'm
this story.
no.
This is a true.
You know.
True story, Rodney. So back off.
Yes, we went to the closest Walmart.
Yeah, and then Rodney's
Yep.
like, locked me in the truck and said, "Stay put, don't touch anything."
You keep your eyes on all this gator equipment.
Yeah.
Just exactly.
Oh,
like
that's
that.
right. That there was a reason I stayed in
Yeah,
the car. I thought
no.
you just didn't want me to
No,
be seen
no.
with
I
me
wanted
in
you to
Walmart.
watch the gator equipment.
Okay. And
Yeah.
by the way, your truck
Yes.
is not a child safe environment.
Oh, you put your hand in the door.
You can't put your hand anywhere. If you drop like a morsel of food in the seat, do not go down after it.
Oh my! Yes.
You don't move without looking before in your truck, because you'll find a lure. I guarantee you'll find a lure. Yeah, as far as some other stuff you just wish you hadn't found. But anyways,
Uh,
not a safe environment for children. Just
I have fishing
Public
lures
safety
all
note
over
there.
my truck, basically. When
really, really. Wow.
So
who'd have thunk it?
they're funny because they're in the handles, and everybody gets in my truck. All I hear is ow, ow,
Yeah.
ow, ow, ow.
Yeah,
And I
because you get
always
in the
look
truck, and what's the
surprised.
first thing you do is you reach under the handle and shut the door and say, "Ow."
Well, I
What the
have them
heck?
in my side too. I never get poked.
It is a booby truck trupped. Drew truck trup.
It's a booby trap truck.
Nevertheless, we went out safe after we bought our
Life
another
preservers.
set of life preservers.
Yeah.
So
See, it's
important.
imperative. You know
It
what?
is
If
very
if you're not a big life preserver person, buy the suspenders. I'm going to be buying suspenders for all my. I'm going to be switching over. I mean, the Little Mermaid thing that I bought you
yeah,
for the passenger of our boat. We're gonna have to change that out at some point.
okay, yeah.
So
No,
no more. Just funny. See, Papa Bear. See what I did
no,
there?
I got it.
Little.
Watermelon.
So anyway,
Yeah.
just a real quick note. I will be going offshore fishing Saturday morning.
Okay.
I just got the seas are supposed to be good. So
Well, why don't you pay attention to the show, Rodney? Rather
I'm
than
sorry.
talking to your
I'm
friends
just
and
I've
making
got
plans
so
about
much
the
going
weekend.
on. So tonight we're going to be talking about our topic.
What is our topic?
Our topic is tech gear. This is what we always talk about. I'm going to talk about a couple things. We're going to get deep and we're going to get fast.
Okay.
It's going to be moving real fast. We're going to be talking about reviews and not what you think, Mike Coy.
Okay.
We're going to be talking about reviews, and we're going to be talking about on our tech talk tonight. We're going to be talking about flashlights.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm trying to say. If you're a hunter, a fisherman, you're talking about home defense, or you just need a flashlight around the house, we're going to be talking about some of the good things
That's cool.
and bad things about it. There's so much to talk about. We're going to squeeze it in fast. So this is your cue to do our thing. What's next?
What's our cool thing? You got time for some letters? Because we actually have some viewer
yes.
questions
Yes. Shoot
this
letters.
week.
We get letters.
Here we go.
Letters to do.
We get stacks and stacks
All right.
of letters.
Bum, 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 bum. Our first question is from Alice from Detroit, Michigan. He says, this is a bow and arrow question.
Yes.
My crossbow has a 50-pound draw,
Ooh.
Rodney.
Okay.
It has no mechanism to decrease the amount of strength you use to cock it. You literally just grab the string and pull it back. So my question is this. If the draw is 50 pounds and there's no mechanism or system to aid you in cocking it, does it require 50 pounds of strength to pull it back? You see, I'm considering installing a new draw on it that will be stronger, and I need to know if I will be able to cock it.
Yes. Next question.
Yeah.
No.
So if it says
Yeah.
50-pound draw, does
So-
that mean it's requiring 50
Yes.
pounds of...
A crossbow's set up a little
Torque
bit
or-
different than a compound bow.
Okay.
Because remember, compound bow may be 50 pounds, but the let off may be anywhere from 50 to 75% or even 85% let off. So once you reach halfway back, it lets off to about 10 pounds. Crossbow is not set up like that.
Okay.
When you pull back 80 pounds, you're pulling back all 80 pounds.
And you're holding it.
And you're taking it to the max. It's the same way as if you were doing a 100-pound bow. You know,
Okay.
so you're pulling the full strength. So yeah. The higher it's set up, the more you're going to be pulling back.
Okay. So get ready for some big
You're
biceps.
ready
and-
for some, you're going to be thrown.
All right. This one,
Nobody's
question number 2 regarding turkey calling from Brett out of Butler, Pennsylvania, wants to know, actually, 2-part question here. What do you do when a gobbler hangs up out of gun range? I assume you call him back,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. He said, come here, gobbler.
And then number 2, how often do you call when you have a gobbler answering you? So
You know what? That's
what does that mean? What do
okay.
you do
Here's
when a
what the gobbler hangs
up?
up out of range. So basically, you're calling it. You've done your locating call. You found your gobbler. He's doing the gobbling. So he flies out of the roost. You're set up, and then he hangs up. Hangs up means he won't come any closer. You hear him gobbling, or you may even can see him. You may see him 100 yards out, but he's just stopped, and he won't come in. Well, hopefully you've got decoys out. Decoys are going to be one of your main tools in this situation. He's going to want something to see. So there's a couple things you can do. One is you stop calling and see if it breaks. Maybe he got uncomfortable by the amount of calling, or just light purrs or change it. Or if you're doing purrs from a hen, do a shot gobble. Just do a gobble from a gobble call.
Okay.
There's a way to do it from any box just by wiggling it. and not touching the handle. Grab the box itself and wiggle it, and it'll sound like a gobbler.
Okay.
So sometimes you got to change something up. So that's a very shaky moment. I've had that happen, and they lock up, and sometimes they don't. More often than not, they just go away.
Okay.
They've hung up for a reason. So, and the second question was.
The second question was, how often do you call when you have a gobbler answering you?
You know what? Call when he calls.
Okay.
That's the best. If you hear quiet, then just give a slight purr. You know your calls. If you don't know how to use that call, my best guess would be don't. Take someone with you that does, or if you know very little, then use the call very little. If he's responding to just a little bit of calling, then keep it that minimum. You have a tendency to get excited and overcall, and guess what it does?
Scares it away.
Locks him up.
Locks him up.
Locks him up out of distance. So
Yeah.
that's the biggest deal.
All right, Kenny. Kenny, Knoxville, Tennessee. Is it ethical to shoot a deer in its bed?
Woo.
Is it even possible to see a deer in its bed?
Yeah, it's I personally I would call that an unethical shot.
It's like you stumble across his
Yeah, it's
sleeping
like
grounds?
shooting a duck on the water. I mean, it's just there are some unethical shots there. I would, obviously depends on what you're shooting with. If you're shooting with a rifle, you can a lot of times sneak up on them, wait for them to stand up, and if they're not getting up, I unfortunately there are people that'll shoot that.
That's an interesting question.
Right there. It is an interesting question. You can't shoot it with a bow. You'd be more likely to be successful with a rifle. It's just not the shot I would take. It is unethical. Can you do it legally? Sure you can.
If you just stumble across him in his bed, you just change up the rules and wrestle him or something.
Yeah, sneak up on him and grab him by the horns.
And we give you
A
wrestling,
lot of people have done it.
Okay. Last question, Rodney. Melissa from Merritt Island wants to know, Rodney, can you weigh in on a conversation I'm having with a friend? He found a rather large black snake at home, maybe 2 feet or more, and wants to call an exterminator. Conversation aside about what good things snakes do, I said he might get ripped off because I didn't think an exterminator could prevent future snakes from entering. True or not? Also, can traps be set up?
No.
You got to hear this a lot. I think I even asked you this a time or two.
Yes, we've had this thing a lot. Here's the problem: snakes are going to come and go. If they're living on the property, it's going to be. We need to take away all the things that makes them happy. If you have toys in the yard or a shed or just an old dock or some wood, get everything picked up and cleaned up. Bushes are a favorite. Take away their environment. A lot of times they'll move on.
You had a bunch of garbage laying around your house, right?
Exactly. And if an exterminator shows up, he'll take the snake. He'll charge you 50, 60, 80, $100. Guess what? Tomorrow there may be another snake. So unfortunately, it's just part of nature. We build our houses in these neighborhoods with all these snakes. It's just one of those things you're just gonna kind of have to deal with. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people hate them. You hate spiders too, but your house has got spiders. It's always going to have spiders. Never going to not have spiders.
Yeah.
Ooh, I hate spiders.
Maybe not the answer he's looking for, but as far as traps, what about traps?
No traps. No such
traps,
thing as a snake trap. Yeah, there really ain't. There are things you can do. If you was to build it, you couldn't build a trap.
You're out of luck. And that's the good news.
Letters. We get letters.
There you have it.
We
Good
get
news.
stacks and stacks of letters.
I like
You're just a ray of
little
sunshine.
flutes there.
Your ray of sunshine. You want to get into it, Rodney?
We can get into it. We're not going to that, or we can just go boil right into it.
No, we should probably take a minute.
Let's do it.
Time is ticking. Man, it's going to be an hour and a half show pretty soon, but we'll be right back after.
With 116,000 foreclosures in the state of Florida alone as of January 2014, a quality contractor is critical to the process of returning a foreclosed house back into a home. Let me introduce you to Phillips Contracting Incorporated. They are Florida State certified and an approved REO repair vendor for both Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. PCI currently provides multi-level services to realtors, banks, asset managers, and private homeowners. Although they specialize in dealing with REO property repairs, they are a design-build company.
Here at PCI, we pride ourselves on professional, high-quality work. Our clients know that we're not your typical contractor. We're proud to be reliable, trustworthy partners with you. Our repair coordinators are ready to communicate with you honestly and quickly about every aspect of your project. We're here to say yes to our clients.
Phillips Contracting services Florida from Orlando to Miami. Whether you're looking for a quote, repair updates, or just want to talk business, give them a call at 941-483-3800.
Gnarly barley, come see why the whole world's singing. Gnarly,
What are you doing?
dude, I am writing a song for Gnarly Barley.
I see that, but first of all, I didn't realize you could sing. Second of all, why don't you just tell the people how great the Gnarly Barley is, give them the address, and move on with the show?
Dude, have you ever had their flatbread? Their jalapeno flatbread with the cream cheese on top, the chicken, and the special sauce on it. Holy moly. No, wait a minute. Honestly, by the look on your face, you ain't never had that big time fiesta. Jalapenos, provolone cheese, tomatoes, red onions, and again, fiesta lime.
Okay,
right?
that's it. Shut up, Chuck. We're out of here.
Are you serious?
Come on, we're out of here.
Truly one of Orlando's hidden gems, the Gnarly Barley offers a contemporary selection of bites and brews, serving a mind-blowing selection of craft beers and original mouth-watering menu creations. The Gnarly Barley and its incredibly accommodating staff have created a place that really is difficult to put into words. So do yourself a huge favor and come see why people are singing the praises of the Gnarly Barley.
Oh my goodness.
I told you that big time fiesta.
That is phenomenal. I totally get why you're trying to write a song for that.
Not as simple as you thought, huh?
No. Okay, check this out. Gnarly Barley.
Come see why the whole town's singing gnarly barley. Bites and brews.
Located at 7431 South Orange Avenue in Orlando, Florida.
And pow, here we are. We're back. Man, this is we're cutting deep into our show time. Real quick, I got a text saying that if you want to text us any questions or comments, you can also text us tweet us at hashtag RROR, Rodney Rogers Outdoors Radio. So hashtag RROR comes right to Mike's face over there.
Yeah, so what I heard is that you're actually got a scientifically designed new mothball that actually does repel.
It's got a little pin on it.
RROR mothballs. Is that true? Rodney Rogers Outdoors mothballs.
No. You ever smell mothballs? You ever?
Yeah.
How'd you get their little legs apart?
Rodney. Rodney.
Woo. I had to.
No.
That was
No.
dude, it was a direct
No.
It's like no. Okay. So anyway, woo.
I'm sorry, Ken.
Mothballs is got. I know people that's done it and they've seen snakes and it makes it just. It's mothballs are. You know what? Throw mothballs.
They don't work. Just say it. Get it out, right?
Not sure they've been proven, but I know people that's done it and they still kind of. They asked me, I have to put mothballs out. I said, well, hey, good job. So anyway.
Let's talk tech. Let's talk headlamps and halogens.
Here's what we're talking about.
Get it. Get to it.
Man, there's so much we're going to chew in. If you're a hunter, fisher, tactical lights, you want a home defense light, we're talking flashlights. Mike, I'm going to tell you, I have been a home inspector. You get that laugh on you. Been in a home inspecting business for so many years. I went through just about every flashlight known to man. And hunting since I was a kid and camping and all this stuff, you're always looking for that perfect flashlight. And the perfect one is the one that you got with you that works at that very moment. There's no doubt about it. That is the perfect flashlight. You want to be able to see what you're doing.
The one that works.
The one
if it
that
works. If it doesn't, it's all
you know what the old adage is. If you got one light, you got none. If you got two, you got one. Because the batteries are always going to be dead at some point.
What is it about flashlights?
Just
no, I mean, as outdoor guys.
Oh, yeah. We just love a good knife and we love a good flashlight.
It's true. There's something about it.
If you have an outdoor person in your life and you don't know what to get them,
it just works.
They
every
never
time.
have enough knives and they never have enough flashlights.
You'll find another place to stash that flashlight.
Absolutely. You cannot have enough flashlights.
Sorry.
And I am that guy. I mean, I have brought
You brought a show and tell tonight.
I literally got, there's probably 6, 8, 10
I
flashlights.
love
here.
show and tell on a radio show.
So let's get into the flashlights. First of all, when you're looking for a flashlight, what's the first thing you look for, Mike? When you look at a flashlight, you go, man, should I
On
buy
off switch.
Dude, that was, give me some.
Right?
Pound it, dog. Yeah, an on-off switch.
Even like if I'm buying one?
Yeah, because you don't want a clapper on your light flashlight.
I'm looking for...
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to buy a flashlight, you got all these flashlights in front of you. How do you know?
Brightness.
Okay.
Turn it on.
Let's go brightness. So there's measurements. So first thing we want to know is how bright is this light? We got to look at our purpose. Like we have an alligator light. We have the little spotlight that I have. And of course I have the big spotlights. And over the years, we learned that candlewatt power, candlelight.
Okay.
You know, how many candlelight power is that thing? Well, it's 1 million. Well, that's got to be bright as the sun, you know. So, and then we have lights that are measured in lumens.
Okay.
So we got to separate the two.
Right.
Those are two different uses. And I'm going to show you an example. Candlelight power, if you look on the roof right now, you see that little dot in the center?
Yep.
That is candlelight power. So it's focused. You see how that's kind of real wide?
Okay.
That's lumens. So lumens is the total measurement of light. The total light measurement that this light is putting out. How much light is this light totally putting out? It's putting out, 230 lumens, which happens to be what this flashlight is.
Is it?
Yeah, the battery's about dead.
Okay.
That's why it was so dim. It's usually super
So that's
bright.
giving. So that one, the lumens is giving just you see a lit up area.
A lit up area.
And then the other one, you can see the beam kind of hitting it. You can see that centralized focus.
Exactly right.
And it's kind of lit up around that main beam.
And exactly. So to break it, to make this real simple, put it in a laser. A laser is very high in candlelight power, but very low in lumens. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So it's while it's a straight beam, it's not very bright. So, and that's what we look for when we go gator hunting, because we want the beam. We don't want to see the whole area.
Okay, yeah.
That beam travels the farthest and hits their eyes.
Reflects.
And sometimes you see the eyes and not even know the light's even over there.
Okay, yeah.
So, that's why the other night you seen us shine.
Well, that is the light we had the other night, isn't it?
This is the light that we had the other night. And I found this light about 2 or 3 years ago. I used to buy the big 1 million watt candle power, you take a car battery, hook it up. And
I remember that. We've done that.
We've done it for all my life.
Yeah.
So this light, and it's literally, you buy this light at Walmart. Now I'd pay with $40, $50 for those big halogens and $100 for a deep cycle battery to charge it for 2 days just to take it out in a boat.
Right.
It's a lot to lug it around. This light, I now own 2 or 3 of them. Everybody in the boat has one. It's $20. And
what is that one rated? It's got a foot candle
this
rating?
one is, they rate this one, and that's kind of what I want to. They rate this at 300 lumens, but they should be, in order to sell this light properly, should be rated in candlewatt power. So they're not rating this in candlelight power. They're rating it in lumens, which is an injustice to the light. It runs off.
And it's rated at, that's 300?
This is 300 lumens.
See, that seems, because that beam seems so much brighter than what this.
Well, that's exactly right.
Because that's the volume measurement.
Exactly. And so they're throwing, because what has happened in the flashlight industry is we've picked up on this lumens. So now everybody wants to know, what's the lumens? What's the lumens? And it's very deceiving. If you're a hunter and you're walking to your tree stand, you want lumens. You want to be able to light up the whole area. You want to be able to see where you're going.
You want to flick on the light switch and light up the room.
That's exactly right. You want the lumens. So high lumens is what you're looking for. But if you're shining lights for coyotes, if you're shining lights for alligators, you're looking for that sealed beam, and you're looking for candlewatt power. Now, sometimes they're still measured in lumens, and unfortunately, you can't really separate, because the first thing a hunter does when he goes there, he wants to see that flashlight on the shelf, and he shines it on the ceiling or shines it around the room.
That's what I would do. Yeah,
because you want that sealed beam. Now, some of these lights, like the Scorpion and Streamlight here, now this has an adjustable beam, so I can, while it's measured in lumens, I can in fact take it down to a real fine beam. But here's the problem: it uses expensive batteries, and it has a xenon bulb. You know what that means?
Expensive.
It's very expensive. The xenon bulb is expensive. It has a low life. It's only measured in hours. You may only get 30 hours out of this light.
Now I'm guessing though, a xenon bulb It's going to give you a farther throw than an LED.
It's going to give you a brighter light and use more energy.
Okay.
So the throw, a lot of times they have perfected the LEDs to a phenomenal throw, like this light that we bought, that I bought the other night. This is, it's basically, it's built like a tactical light. It's made by Bushnell, and they have several models of it. Now, this is basically less than 100 lumens. This is 200 lumens. If you shine them both at the ceiling, which one looks brighter?
I would say that one in your right hand.
The 100 lumens.
Yeah.
Xenon bulbs eventually wear out, and they get duller. They don't shine as bright. This is an LED light.
It's stay consistent.
This is only one battery. One AA battery in this will last 100 hours. Two very expensive 1, 2, 3 batteries. I know it sounds generic, but that's the battery.
Yeah.
You're familiar with those. They're $3 to $5 a piece.
Yeah. And
the bulb can go bad on you at any minute. When you can get,
plus the LED lights themselves are much more durable, correct?
That's exactly right. They're very. This is not shock resistant at all.
Okay.
You drop this one good time, you're done. Your show's over with that light. Where an LED, it's shock proof. It can last 10 years.
Sure.
I mean, it has almost an infinite lifetime. You really got to do something really bad to smash this up. So, I mean, there again, it's a $20 light.
Well, I think your original question is a good point. When you're buying a flashlight, I guess the first you really need to consider what you're using it for.
That's exactly right.
I mean, not to oversimplify it, but I don't know that I've ever really thought of. You go in and you're right. You turn it on, you shine and go, wow, that's bright.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
I'll take it. Yeah, but there again,
I can't look at that one straight in the beam. I'll take it.
What am I going to use it for?
Yeah.
This makes for an excellent light because it has the red.
No, it's a disco in your pocket.
Light.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
good.
disco in your pocket. I mean, if you look at it right there, red and blue. So it's a disco in your pocket. And the reason they have the colored LEDs is because it's when it's pitch black and you throw that 200 lumen light on the ground that's bright, you'll
kill your night vision.
Your night vision, exactly. But if you turn on your LEDs, then it's a little softer on you. You can adjust a lot quicker from it, and you still get to see everything around you.
Yeah.
I mean, it throws a huge bright light, and it's actually really good for you. So when it comes to light, a lot of times buying more expensive doesn't always make it better. Trust me, I have lights that this is my inspection light. It's a super bright light. It has a xenon bulb. The bulb alone I've replaced 2 or 3 times a year. The reason is it's got about a 1 hour life on it. When this thing lights up.
Okay, so that looks like the cop flashlight.
Exactly. It looks like a cop flashlight.
Now I'm throwing this out there. I'm assuming a lot of this is because a flashlight that's still got loaded with D batteries or C batteries, they're putting out more power, last longer.
There again, it's all relative.
Built-in billy club.
It's kind of a built-in billy club. This is a rechargeable, and it has 3 basically 4 C batteries in it, but they're all connected.
Sure.
They're a nightclad battery, and this one literally just died tonight, and I've had this light for 10 years.
So in today's technology, why would somebody be carrying a flashlight with 4 C batteries?
Because this bad boy right here is super. It's 260 lumens, but I'll tell you what, it is one mean light. I mean, when it comes to brightness, this light is absolutely.
How much of that has to do with the optics, the lens, the reflectors?
This has everything to do with the bulb, like you said, and your lens. And again, it's adjustable.
And that's a halogen.
This is a xenon, another xenon halogen bulb.
Okay.
Exactly right. It's gas filled.
Okay.
This is very sensitive to being dropped. I use this for home inspections because the only time I used it was when I was in attics. And you want to see everything nice and crisp, nice and clean, because you took pictures of it. I did not use this for hunting.
So okay. Durability, I mean, obviously lugging that thing around.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a $150 light. It didn't last long. I did take it gator hunting a few times, but it was more of a backup versus an actual, the main light. So it was more of a backup light than it was anything. So this is what I would consider this is keep it on your charger at home. If the power goes out, this is a great light.
So it has to do with the quality. The bottom line is the quality of light.
Exactly.
Soft light, harsh light.
That's exactly
long
right.
throw,
These xenon
widespread.
bulbs are bright and crisp.
Yeah.
You can see everything really good. So this would be a good home or even home defense or whatever case may be.
Sure.
You blind everything in its path.
Okay.
So this is a great home light. It cannot live far from the charger.
Okay.
Because it is so bright. I've left it on before and melted and had to replace this screen. It built up a lot of heat and it melted the lens.
I mean, there was a time where people thought that it just wasn't a real flashlight if it wasn't loaded with C or D cells.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's all we had. That was before LEDs.
That has to be right. I mean, LED is changing
The world.
has to be, right?
It literally is changing how we look at
Yeah.
house lighting, how we look at lighting and flashlights, and and we can get high lumens in small lights. I have 100 lumen light here in a Streamlight, but Streamlight they've been making great lights for years. That's what this is. This is made by Streamlight. This little light. Now this is a $50 light, as small as it is. This is a $19 light, and you know what? I take two $19 lights over that $50 light.
Okay.
That xenon bulb, again, it's not durable. It's not all the waterproof. The rubber handle has already come off of this, so now the switch can be exposed. And this is a $50 light, $150 light made by Streamlight, and then we got a $60 headlamp. Now again,
this is I'm gonna try to describe a little bit here. Again, this is a radio show, so this is the one you strap on your head. Is this the one you wore the other night when we were in the canoe?
Exactly. This is one I wore the other night when we were in the canoe. And you saw that it threw a very good light. It's very sealed beam.
It actually did really well.
Yeah, and it's dead.
Yeah, there we go.
So if you leave it on, if you leave any of the LEDs on, it's dead. And
That's
we
a bad
have a
feature.
couple colors in the same bulb. It doesn't have separate bulbs. It's in the same bulb.
Good point. Yeah, because you had the disco on your forehead the other night.
Exactly. So there again, I bought it because it was a super sealed beam, and I paid $60 for it. Sometimes you have to kind of pay for what you want.
Sure,
You
sure.
get what you pay for. So there are some values out there, and there's actually some non-values out there. And I've been a Streamlight advocate for years.
Streamlight's the brand.
Streamlight's the
STREAM.
brand, and of course they have tons of different lights out there that can do what you want to do.
That's interesting. I don't know that I could tell you the brand of any of the flashlights I own.
Yeah, most people can. Most of them, it's just ever ready. I mean, they make
It's usually
flashlights.
just a gift,
Yeah, it's like, hey, here's a flashlight.
which I love.
I love flashlights and
I
Christmas
do
gifts.
too.
You know those right
Absolutely
away.
do.
They're the ones that real bright packages.
Oh, I should have turned it off.
Oh man, forgot dead batteries.
So, and obviously, we're talking about the quality of light, not necessarily the packaging or the physical structure, because then you're talking waterproof and durability. And
That's exactly right. If you're a hunter or a fisherman, obviously you're going to want something water resistant, waterproof if you can get it. That you can sink up to. This $19 light, you can sink up to 6 feet in water. So, which in other words, you can shine it in the water, which I've done before. Just stuck my hand in the water and shine around.
well, and even if you're not going in the water, I'm talking rain and weatherproof.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the other night you were out in the pouring rain looking.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it was
I
pouring rain.
saw you. I was inside the cab of the truck watching you.
And these things have rubber seals at all the screw caps, so it keeps it
Okay.
nice and waterproof.
Yeah.
Up to a certain depth.
Yeah.
Now again, these are lights that I use, that I've used over the years, so I have experience with these lights. I have put these lights to the absolute test. They still make the Streamlight Scorpion. Would I buy it for an outdoor light? Absolutely not. I don't recommend it as an outdoor light. If you want to keep it at home for home defense, it's an excellent light for that. But as far as the outdoors goes, this is not your guy. The Streamlight Scorpion is not your guy. Go to Walmart. There's tons of those, like the Bushnell series. They have the new Bushnell series. Now they make several lights, and I've used several of their lights and have them. I forgot to bring a couple with me, but there again, it's radio, so you don't know if I got it.
Your
or
truck's
not.
only so big, Rodney.
I know. I walked in with like 3 bags of
So for outdoor, halogen or LED?
LED all the way.
Is LED your number one pick out of all the
LED
other-
is my absolute number one pick, because if you're going to be out in the doors, you're going to bang that light around. You're going to drop it. You're going to, it's going to fall in the water. So you're going to want an LED light. It's going to be a lot more, it's going to last a lot longer. So it's going to not let you down nowhere, because when you get to your xenons and your halogen bulbs, they're going to let you down at some point. They have a life of hours. It says right on the package, you have a 30-hour bulb. You may get 50, 80 hours out of it. Who knows? But when is that hours up? It don't have an hour meter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that could go up at your least opportune time. Because remember what I said in the beginning. One light is no lights. 2 lights is 1 light.
Can you replace the LEDs on any of them?
No.
No,
no. Yeah, some of them have
or nothing.
replaceable caps, but you know what? These things are so cheap anymore.
It's silly.
Just throw the light away and get a new light.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I've never known an LED go bad. I've busted them before just from sheer, when I dropped one from a 3-story roof. It just shattered it. Light's gone. Consider it a loss.
Yeah.
If you buy, something in the Streamlight series, and it goes, a lot of times they have lifetime warranties on them, and you can just send it in. They'll send you a new light. So there's a lot of
outside of the specific colors, like a red for, saving your night vision and stuff like that. Does the coloring of the light make a difference in your applications? Because some of them are bluer, yellow,
green.
Yeah. I mean, even just the tint, the white balance of the actual light color, is that a factor at all?
Well, here's how they there's, if you research that, you'll find forums and just, there's just so much stuff out there that basically says green filters in the in the light filter. Because I don't want to get too deep here, but we got a little time. Light is frequency, just like a radio. It's frequency, just like radio stations. You have different frequencies. Colors are frequencies of light.
Sure.
Some of them fade faster than others. And that's where the reds and greens and blues and stuff like that come in. Some of it's for tactical reasons, military tactical reasons. A green light shown on the ground, it can't be seen 20 yards away, where a blue one can.
Sure.
Unless you're shining it directly at someone that's looking at it. But shining it to the ground and just walking, it just...
Sure.
Yeah. And Ryan just brought up, I just got a text from Ryan, and he just brought up a very good point, or we just got a message from him. They're actually adjustable. I got several of these lights, like this one. You have the first click is dim, the second click is bright, and the third click, you change colors.
Sure.
Some of them even have 3 brightnesses: low, dim, and super bright. Actually, that's this one too. We can hit dim, you click it again, we got red, and then we got super bright. So you can get that out of an LED, which you cannot get out of the xenon. Thank you, Ryan. That's actually a fantastic point.
Because xenon's on or off, right?
It's on or off.
Yeah.
And it's on or off for 30 hours.
Yeah.
So in other words, if you run that for an hour till it's dead, then you could do that 30 times. And it's the same way with this spotlight. We got a dim and a bright.
Okay.
So, the dim works great as we get closer to the alligator.
Yeah, because obviously drawing more power. If you're running at a brightness, you don't need that the whole time.
Nobody wants a bright light in their eyeballs. Alligators are no different.
Yeah.
So, whoo, how we doing?
I love it.
We're throwing it out there. So, so we were on color. So colors is just frequency. So if you're walking through the woods, if you're going to your tree stand or your deer stand, that's not a big deal. But tactical reasons, if you are in your house and you're kind of going through the hallways and you hear someone in your house and you've already called 911, remember, if someone's in your house, call 911 first. Do not try to get in a gun battle.
Yeah.
It's not what you do not want to be in a gun battle. The best gun battle is one that never happened. But like me, I have a Glock. I've had Glocks for years since they first came out.
You can get a surgery for that. So you can see better.
That's glaucoma.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the other Glock.
We'll come back. That's later in life. We're not
other
there
stuff
yet.
you can do for it too. So, and I have a Streamlight. It's called the M3 LED.
Okay, back
light.
to the Streamlight. Okay.
So we're back. Yes, we're back to the Streamlight. There again, remember, Streamlight makes super bright lights. And I will tell you this: I have taken this light off, and I don't have that hat anymore. But I had a rail. I riveted to my hat, and I could click my gun light onto the rail.
So
on my
this
hat.
is a light that just clips onto the bottom of your Glock.
This is clicks on the fore of my Glock, and it snaps in, and it has the LED as well as it has a 2-stage green LED, dim and bright.
And again, this is not a laser scope.
No, this is not laser. Yeah, this is just an LED light.
Just to illuminate.
And remember, a low dim LED, I mean, we can shine it right in the camera, and I mean, you can see it's very bright. In a way, it's almost non-existent. You know what I mean? So, but you also have the option of turning the big light on.
The camera cost me $8. You mess that up, you're gonna buy me another one.
I'll give you $4. We'll split it. So this stays on my Glock, and I also I built a home defense weapon. I modified, should I say, and I put rails on my shotgun to use this very same light.
And why that light though? What's with the light?
It's the fact that it is LED and it is super bright. Because remember, in your house, you want super bright. You want them to know,
right?
I have a gun. I'm here.
Yeah.
I have a gun. You want them to leave if you can help it.
Sure.
Like I said, you don't want to be in that proverbial gunfight. So I have a gun, I have a light, and I'm in your face. So hopefully you see this and it scares you and everybody else that's with you. Remember, wolves travel in pack. So
there's a lot of information to gather on flashlights. You don't even think about it.
I know. Yeah, you don't.
But isn't this why we love?
When you think about it is when you need a light. You know what I mean? That's when you think about it. You're like, okay, I need a light. Well, where do I start? Well, what do you need it for? Just home? Well, yeah, you can get the LED, you can get the battery operated, the rechargeables. I mean, you can go any route. And if you ask me what is better, I'm always going to say battery operated. Because if you remember, I mean, if you think about it, good batteries. Now,
when you say battery aren't they all battery operated?
Well, when I say...
I hate those flashlights you have to plug in. Those are a
Oh, no,
pain.
Mike. This guy comes up to me. We were talking flashlight. He says he has a solar-powered flashlight.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
He goes, my battery never runs out. It's solar-powered. I said, well, if it dies in that time? If you out there. And he just looked at me. I said, yeah, just hang in there, buddy. You want a battery?
I love it.
Yes, Ryan just brought up a question. He asked me if my light was strobe. Yes, it is strobe. And you have the strobe options.
You
know, picture this. You're
spur that epileptic coyote. Get him.
Let him
get
fall
yeah,
down,
exactly.
and you just go over and pick him up. LEDs can be seen for miles.
Yeah.
Now, they may not shine for miles, but they can be seen for miles. So when you have the light preservers with the LED flashing lights, that can be literally picked up from the air at 30,000 feet. So, I mean, it just because it's not that bright doesn't mean it's not effective.
Sure.
That's
a good point.
So
it's a really good point.
Yeah. In your arsenal of, let's say if you're a hunter and you have that little survival pack, make sure you have some type of LED in there. Doesn't matter how small that is.
Sure.
Remember, it can be seen from the air for miles. Maybe not through the woods, but from the air, it can be seen
That's a really good point.
for miles. So I would definitely recommend adding.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, that to your arsenal. Because in my little pack with my hunting, I keep a little bitty LED flashlight. And just to go back to the batteries real quick, out of all the flashlights I've had over the years, the battery that I lean on. Now remember, we're not sponsored by anything that we push.
Right.
You know what I mean? Is absolutely Duracell. I know you're going to find the guys that's been running Energizers and the Rabbit, whatever. Duracell has a but the word I'm looking for just totally escaped me. You can literally set your Duracells on the counter for 10 years and then use them 8, 9, 10 years later.
Incredible shelf life.
Yeah, they have a great shelf life. In your flashlight, they're actually not drawing power.
Okay.
If you think they are, then pull one out, flip it around to where it's absolutely not drawing power. So when you do use it, you at least have it.
That's a good point.
They've lasted the longest for me, and trust me, I've been through every battery. I've been through the super duper Energizer, platinums, and and all that good stuff. So yeah,
Sure.
I've used them all. Duracell's hands down the best battery I could buy.
Wow.
In my experience. And there again, all these lights are in my experience.
Do our own test. Do two identical flashlights and run different batteries, and
That's how they're done.
something
So,
like that if you want to.
woo! Is
I
that a
love it.
mouthful?
You're yeah. Yeah, I gotta watch what I say. So I wanted to, before we get out of here tonight,
Yes.
I've got remember that time you left your laptop here
Yes.
and I did a little snooping.
Yeah, you snoop around.
But what I actually did find, I didn't find anything nefarious like I was hoping to.
Okay. Okay.
But I did find your list of camping tips.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. So if you don't mind, Rodney, I would like to share a list of your I need to take all these things I found in your laptop and just make like a bathroom reading book. It'd be phenomenal. So here's a list from Rodney's camping tips on his chicken scratch
can't
notes.
wait.
Yeah.
I wonder if you found my secret list.
All right. So his number one tip, or number one, was to when using a public campground, a tuba placed on your picnic table will keep the campsite on either side vacant.
Yes.
That was brilliant.
But yeah,
These things come to you.
hey,
Experience probably, right? More than anything.
experience.
When,
I've experienced.
get even with the bear who raided your food bag by kicking his favorite stump apart and eating all the ants.
Tit for tat, Mike.
Yeah.
I've always
him.
said,
Get him, Rodney.
do unto others.
When smoking a fish, never inhale. I thought that was awesome.
Well, experience.
Yeah.
This goes back to the
Oh,
experience.
we are all gaining from your
You have
experience.
found my secret list.
And while the Swiss Army knife has been popular for years, the Swiss Navy knife has remained largely unheard of.
Swiss Navy knife.
But its single blade can offer effectively as a canoe paddle,
Yes.
says Rodney Rogers.
Yes.
And you'll never be lost if you remember that moss always grows on the north side of your compass. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would question that one.
Yeah.
You can duplicate the warmth of a down-filled bedroll by climbing into a plastic garbage bag with several geese.
It works every time. Well, the
Really?
body heat of the geese mixed
Yeah,
coupled with
I'm gonna take your word for
yes.
it. A potato baked in the coals for 1 hour makes an excellent side dish. A potato baked in the coals for 3 hours makes an excellent hockey puck. Again, experience, I
Truly.
suppose.
Experience.
A
Cooking
few more.
with 'em.
A few more. We're about out of here, Rodney, but these are good. The sight of a bald eagle has thrilled campers for generations, but the sight of a bald man, however, does absolutely nothing for the eagle.
Nothing.
That is not tit for tat, I guess,
No.
is what you're saying.
No.
And it's impossible. It is entirely possible to spend your whole vacation on a winding mountain road behind a large motorhome. Although you might not want to, I suppose you've been there and done
Oh.
that.
Oh.
Bells, bear bells. We talked about
Bear
bear
bells,
repellent
yes,
earlier.
yeah.
Bear bells provide an element of safety for hikers in grizzly country. Tricky part is getting them on the bears, right?
That's exactly. That's
yeah.
the hardest part. Better have a sidearm.
Oh, crazy, man. Always enjoy the hour with you, Rodney. It's
Dude,
good stuff.
this
man.
is our 1 hour vacation during the week
I wouldn't miss it.
for the world. As my mom always said a million times, and I pray that I get to say it half as much. You kids get outside and stay.